right.
You like this one?
I like what he's saying. So here's the thing that's troubling. I found this. Sometimes these things fall through the cracks, and I apologize, and eventually we'll get to you. I'm telling you now. I'm looking right into the camera and saying, we will get to you eventually, but there's thank you, because there's so much.
Bob is mentioning at our website, crntalk.com, we have our studio cam, and you can go to that website, crntalk.com, click in and watch the show done live. You can look at YouTube videos for the show each week and study Mr. Robert Conrad.
Yeah, thank you. And we're going to talk to Brian, Kevin, Gary, RG, and John in just a minute. But first, hey, Bob, I'm friends with the daughter of the Mets catcher and baseball great Gary Carter.
Great catcher.
Was diagnosed last week with stage 4 brain cancer.
I know, tough deal.
It's inoperable. This is a petition for the Mets to retire Carter's number before it's too late. Would you mention it on this week's show to help us get more notice on Facebook and more signatures? All right, this, I don't know how old this is, but it
a
just
couple of weeks old,
came to my
a few
attention.
weeks old.
So would you mention it on the show to help us get more notice on Facebook and more signatures? So there you have it. That's what he would like you to do.
Let me take a look at that, and I'll look at the Facebook
I'll
listing.
give it to you in just 1 second.
Perfect.
Hello, Mr. Conrad. I'm coming to L.A. for acting and writing. There's a lot to do, and I'm not sitting on the sidelines. I'm going to plunge right in. Okay. My daughter will be joining me to start her career. She's almost 19, and my son is steering clear of the business. Instead, he's heading into the Marine Corps. He wants to go to college, and he wants to be a pilot. So I've never been afraid to ask for advice. What would you suggest? Well, I suggest that he become a Marine and become a pilot, and I want you to tell your son, Semper Fi. Semper Fi,
Semper
my
Fi,
man.
yes.
The country needs you, and thank you for contributing. Okay, there you are about that other problem. And now can we go to Brian?
You can go to facebook.com/Gary Carter petition. That's facebook.com/Gary Carter, GaryCarter, petition, PETITION. He was a great catcher with the Montreal Expos, the New York Mets, and the Los Angeles Dodgers, and just a great leader on the field. A very sad note there. He should have his number retired. The great Gary Carter.
Yeah, I should. I mean, you know, outstanding athlete and inoperable. Come on. My gosh. I mean, what a trauma that is. Please, God. Oh. All right, let's talk to Brian. Brian in Nashville. What's up, brother?
Hello, gentlemen. How are you all?
We're good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Listen, I commend you for mentioning that about Gary Carter, and I agree he needs his number retired. He was a great one.
A great catcher, a good leader on the field. He called great. He was a great hitter, and he called good games for the pitchers.
I agree. Yeah,
all right.
I remember watching him several times.
What's on your mind, my man?
Stick with the Marines. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What's on your mind?
I read where somebody posted on your Real Robert Conrad Facebook page about you taking a trip over and visiting the Marines in Beirut, and that you went ashore and talked to them, and that you told them that they were your heroes, and I really want to thank you for doing that for your country.
Hey, thank you for
you
mentioning
didn't have to do that.
Thank you for mentioning. I got a great story to share with you about doing that. So,
well, go ahead.
Well, I get the phone call from Nancy Lalanis, Colonel Nancy Lalanis, now retired, and she's from Chicago. And as I say, she's married and retired from the Corps. And she says, so morale is at an all-time low since the 114 or 214 Marines were blown up in their sleep. And we did a poll of what a person they would like to see, what actor, what singer, what so on and so forth. And guess who came up? And I said, I'm guessing who? And she said, you.
Wow.
And I said, what do I do? She said, you go to Beirut, and then you visit every forward post, and they'll give them 2 a day, and you visit and just chat and, you know, do a Q&A. I said, so 2 a day means what? She said, two beers and chat. I said, oh, we're not going to a chat room. She said, no, you're going to every forward position.
Wow.
And I said, all right. At that time, she was a major. I said, all right, Major, now do I go on, how do I go? Do I go with the Red Cross, or do I go, what's my form of travel? She said, your American Express card. I said, you are sending me to a known combat zone, and I am paying for it? She said, yes, you are.
Wow.
And I did.
Wow.
So, having said that, thank you, Major Lalanas, because it was one of the great experiences in my life, seeing those that cared so much for us. So.
Well, I have to say one big thing, and that's a big thank you for you doing that.
It's a pleasure, man. Thanks for the phone call, okay?
Sure. One real quick thing.
Sure.
I was watching The Wild One the other night with Marlon Brando, and at the very end of the movie, they're riding off from the town and the motorcycle gang, and there's old Whitey Hughes riding the motorcycle.
How about that?
Background.
God, he was great. Okay,
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that one up.
Sure.
Thank you, Brian.
Well, have a great weekend, guys. Thank
All right,
you.
thanks.
Got a line open at 800-336-2225. That's our call-in line Thursdays when we do the show live. 800-336-2225.
Whitey Hughes, the guy he just talked about, was a co-coordinator for the stunts on Wild Wild West. And
Yep.
I eulogized him, and he was probably one of the all-time greats. I don't think you can pick a number one great in the stunt business, so you just say one of them. Whitey was definitely one of them. All right, so here we go.
Email time.
Joanne says, I wonder how we can go about changing the lyric to the song, Thank God It's Friday, Thank God It's Thursday. Oh, Joanne, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And I love your last name, Fantasia. So as long as I've got it, I'm going to do another one. Then I'll go back to the board. So glad to see one of my main men online and star of my all-time favorite Western. It could not have been done differently, but it could never have been done better. Now that I know of your broadcast show, I'm going to listen in. Thank you very much. And Terrence, thank you, Mr. Wilson, very much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a part of your show. Remember that. Tell your friends if they want to spend 2 hours with an actor and talk about careers and actors and show business. It's available because it's yours. Okay. Oh my gosh, she's here. This is one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen, and I have seen them all. I would put her in the same list with Elizabeth Taylor and several other ladies, but this
Really?
is, yes.
This is something here.
Yes, we're going into commercial. Pa, don't leave me now. I know you called earlier.
Pa is a woman?
Pa is Swedish, and she's
Swedish.
Pa Christian, and she's lives in Sweden, and she came with her husband and her daughter to visit me, and she's going to come and move back to the United States
Wow.
for 6
Did you work
months
with her
here.
in the past?
Oh, yeah, I worked with her. Yeah, she did High Mountain Ranger. and
She called a few weeks ago, right? We on the show?
Yeah, she called last week.
Yeah,
But
this
now
is
we've
great.
got her, so we're going to commercial.
Yes, we are
All
going
right,
to take
Pa,
a
don't
quick
go
break.
anywhere, baby. Thanks for hanging in. I can't wait to talk to you. I'm sorry that you've had to wait. But
800-336-2225. The email address rconrad@crni.net. Pa Christian is coming up. Ryan and Dad Gummit Pa. We'll be right back.